What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve, from A Reptile I Am and Show Me Reptiles. Super excited this morning to come at you with the new show that we're bringing to the table, the Show Me Showdown. And I would like to introduce the host of this show to you. And I would like to bring out Pinky. Conductor, if you'd like to go ahead and slide Pinky out.
What's up, guys? Howdy, y'all.
What's going on? What's going on, Pinky?
Not much. Just sitting here enjoying this beautiful day.
So I'm not going to be on here very long. This isn't my show. I just wanted to make sure that I introduced you to everybody and a little bit about what the Show Me Showdown is actually going to be for everybody that's tuning in. So it's going to be something where we're spotlighting an upcoming show. And then you brought the idea to go ahead and spotlight some of the vendors directly from that show. And that's a great idea. We're all about that in the Show Me family. Conductor, why don't you go ahead and bring up the show that we're going to be looking to promote this weekend? Loveland Reptile Expo, guys. So Loveland, Colorado. This is going to be May 31st and June 1st. So it's so good. It's rolling through 2 months. And what a great show to go ahead and start for the spotlight. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and slide off and let Pinky go ahead and take the microphone. So you do your thing, sis. We'll talk soon.
Awesome. Thank you. What is up, guys? Pinky here with the Show Me Showdown for the Show Me Reptile Show. Like the general said, it's in Loveland, Colorado, May 31st and June 1st at the Event Ranch Complex from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, you can get a VIP entry at 9 a.m. So I'm going to bring out one of the special guests, vendor spotlight, Proxima Reptiles with Mike and Melissa. Can we bring those on out? What's up, Mike and Melissa from Proxima Reptiles? How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. We're doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Are you guys having a good Mother's Day?
Yeah, not too bad. Been pretty chill, hanging around the house.
Yep.
Awesome. Hanging out with all the reptiles.
Absolutely.
So you guys,
been ultrasounding.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So you guys are going to the Show Me Reptile Show in Loveland, Colorado, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we're really gonna enjoy that one because we're actually located out of Johnstown, so it's literally like 10 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
So
your stomping grounds.
Yeah. So even before we started vending, we always went to that show every time it was in town. And so now that we do vend quite a bit, we're not going to miss
How
that
long
show.
have you guys been vending?
Now it's been about 2 years.
About a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yep.
Yep.
Sweet. And is this the year and a half with Show Me Reptiles or other shows?
We do Show Me every time it's in town because it's so close to us. We also have done some of the ARPE shows and just recently started doing the Mr. Critter show out of Cheyenne.
Yep.
Nice. I love Mr. Critters, by the way.
Yeah,
So, and
awesome.
what do you guys bring to the shows?
So for right now, what we normally deal in is ball pythons. In the future, probably starting this fall, we'll start actively having probably Doomerals coming.
Yeah.
We have some BCIs that'll probably be ready in a couple of years, but those are longer grow outs.
And I'll have blue tongue skinks, northern Australian blue tongue skinks coming up this next season. So
Awesome. So you guys are working really hard on getting these morphs and stuff going.
yeah.
Yep. Last season we had 15 clutches, and now we're shooting for at least another 15 to 20 clutches this year.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how long have you guys been breeding?
We actually started about a little over three years ago. We actively started breeding them. But Melissa, I'll let you kind of talk about your bearded dragons and stuff here.
Yeah, I've always been involved with animals. I bred bearded dragons a couple times, decided that wasn't for me. And I was always that little girl who was getting in trouble for bringing snakes in the house that I caught from outside, you know. So,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely. Me too.
just kind of in my blood, and it just comes natural to me with any animal. So.
And what about you, Mike?
So for me, I actually didn't start getting into it till about a little over half a year ago, because basically her sister, we invited us to a reptile show, and I'll actually show you one of the animals I fell in love with, and we ran into ball pythons, and I really didn't know much about them, and then I just fell in love with them because by trade I'm a director of engineering, so I'm a techie, and so with that, it never came. The reptile thing didn't come to me till late, and when it did, I fell hard. So, and now it's like I'm all about ball pythons. For me, it's all ball python. My wife's a techie.
Yeah.
She likes all reptiles.
He came from the family history of snakes are bad, snakes are gross, you know. And so it when he figured it out and learned about him a little bit, he fell hard.
Yeah, the genetics is everything to me. Me being into math and all that fun stuff, it just playing with the genetics just kind of hand in hand. And then, I'm project manager by trade, so then I get to map out, plan, and then I'm a big infrastructure guy with IT type stuff. So when thinking about racks and disaster recovery, so having generators and backup for this, it just it's kind of like I can put all my skill sets in this, and then I'm a techie. So then I said, hey, I can do all the social media for us too. So there you go.
Absolutely. I was kind of the same way, I just had the love for the reptiles, and when you get into reptiles, you can't only have one.
Nope.
Why don't you guys show us some of the animals that you're going to have at the Loveland show?
Yeah, definitely. We can do that.
It is a straight addiction, Steve.
Right.
I went from owning one reptile to 42 reptiles of my own. Oh, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, so this is one we're taking. This is a leopard red stripe, and it's het clown. And this is actually a female, and there's a possibility that she's also het hypo as well. So this is one that will be at the show.
Awesome.
Turn it across. And then another one that we kind of are digging into, I'm actually quite surprised we still have. This is actually a Wookiee pinstripe male that's also het clown. And so you can see how dark because of the Wookiee coming into the pattern of the pinstripe. Yeah. And this male's het clown, and he's almost to size. So if somebody's looking for a breeder male, he'll be at the show. So really good animal.
That's awesome. So you're going to have some almost breeder ready ball pythons at the Loveland show.
Oh yeah, definitely. And another one that we'll probably have, well, this one definitely be at the show too, is he's a high white pied cinnamon mahogany. So if somebody's getting into the Suma project and he's hiding his head, but if you like it, there we go. See his head, there you go. So somebody's trying to do a Suma pieds or something like that, he's the start. All you need is another Suma het pied female, and then you can start that project. So he's great for that one.
Awesome.
And then the other one we have here, this one right here is, see, this is our cinnamon, and this is a 66% het pied, but beautiful cinnamon male. So if somebody's looking for something like that for their collection, they'll be ready to go.
And What are
And that's
some of the things that you enjoy about vending at the Show Me Reptile shows?
Oh, the Show Me Reptile Show, what I enjoy is it's kind of really awesome because there's a lot of Colorado breeders that are just, we all kind of hang out together, talk quite a bit. So it's just kind of like this big happy family getting together, showing animals that we produce and then being able to kind of talk to your friends, because there's a lot of reptile breeders there that we know, and it's fun. So, and it's a family friendly show, and I highly recommend it to a lot of people. Show Me Reptile shows are great. So if you want to bring the family, you want to educate your kids about reptiles, please come to the Show Me Reptiles. They're awesome.
So
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you guys
Is
want to
there
see
any-
some of the projects we're starting, but we can show you some of those too.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see some of them projects that you're starting. And as we're waiting for them, again, this is the Show Me Showdown for the Loveland, Colorado show, the Show Me Reptile Expo. Again, go ahead.
Cool. So one of the projects we have right now, this is more of an example, but this is not the sire. We actually have in our one of our clutch right now, we had a G-stripe het monarch bred to a Cypress het monarch. And so
Thank
we're
you.
actually heavily working the monarch. And so we actually have beautiful eggs that will be coming this fall. So probably by the next Show Me, we might actually have some pets for people to purchase if they want. And this is our male that we'll be using this fall, and he's monarch het G-stripe. I'll let you introduce the other one.
And then this is our orange dream rainbow male that will be coming up probably this next season also.
Oh, that is
Rainbow.
gorgeous.
Yeah. He's
Proxima
absolutely
bringing
gorgeous.
that heat. Absolutely.
And we also work a lot of the Ultra Male project too. So we'll probably grab one of those and show you here shortly. But we've had Ultra Male for a while, and so one of the newer ones that is going to be a breeding male coming up is our cryptic Ultra Male Orange Dream, and we'll show that to you real quick.
Okay.
And so our main
Stunning.
base right now is we actually are working all the big stuff. We have Sunset in our collection. We have Monsoon in our collection. But our main base is Rainbow, Ultra Male, a Monarch, and then a VPI Exanthic. And our plan is with Stranger, with Monsoon, with Sunset. Our plan is to work all those into those main forms because that's our favorite. So we want to get these other, and we want to get these other codoms into those 4 main recessives that we truly love a lot.
Yeah.
I think another animal we'd like to show off too is our double recessive, which is from the VPI projects, and that'll be our VPI lavender albino, or so a lot of people know him as Snows. And so a lot of this heat is coming. So we sold out on a lot of our stuff, so we can't show you any of it. Like the big bangers we already sold out on, but these
Right.
are now. And this is our lavender snow.
Oh,
So that's VPI Xanthic and lavender albino.
that is awesome.
And these the really cool thing about these guys is when they're born or when they hatch, they're almost white. They almost look like they have no pattern or nothing, and then as they age, they get darker and darker, which is
That's awesome.
awesome because it's opposite of what they usually do.
Right. And with the Show Me Reptile show being the longest running reptile show in Colorado, do you guys plan to continue to vend the Show Me shows?
Every time,
Oh,
since it's so
absolutely.
close to our house, we plan to be at every show.
Yeah.
And we also do a lot of 3D printing. So,
Mhm.
at our table, not only do we have reptiles or snakes, but we also have a lot of 3D printing fun stuff. And this is another one I like to show off. He's a red stripe leopard stranger, and he's the sire to a lot of the strangers we've been producing, and he'll be doing some more work actively right
That
now.
one almost looks like my female stranger. I have a chocolate stranger.
Yeah, hey, that's nice. That's the project we're working. We're putting him to a lot of our acid and Wookiee stuff to
Yeah.
really go dark.
We have both dark and light side, the yin and the yang.
The yin and the yang. So those are just some examples of some. I mean, we have a lot. We're doing kryptons. We're doing clown. We do a little bit of everything. Like I was telling you at the beginning, we have a large collection. And I really think this next year with the clutches that we're going to have in the incubator and into next year, will bring some, I think, some power to the shows. You're going to see a lot of nice genetics coming from us.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So we're going to tell everybody to not only check out the Loveland shows in Colorado, but check out all the other locations in Colorado. I believe that there is 4 locations in Colorado where the Show Me Reptile show is. If they're and you said if they're close in proximity, you'll be at all the Show Me shows.
So the ones in Loveland for sure, we're actively thinking about looking at the Pueblo show. I believe there's one down there that you guys do, and then there's another one. Was it Colorado Springs?
Trying to remember. There's Colorado Springs. There's Pueblo. There's Grand Junction,
And then
there's Loveland.
Then Loveland.
Yeah, and so as we have more clutches, we're going to start sprawling out from just Loveland to a lot more Show Me shows, because we'll have animals to be able to bring.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
We have.
The more animals we have, the more shows we're actively going to start joining.
Yes.
Yep.
Of course. And I love that you guys are part of the Show Me show, and that you're going to continue to be the Show Me show. And for this one, we'll go ahead and call this the end of this spotlight with the Proxima reptiles. Mike and Melissa, thank you very, very much. Up next, we are going to have Outlaw Arachnids. Can you hear us, Josh?
I can. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes. So welcome to the Show Me Showdown with Pinky.
How are we doing today?
We are doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
So we're trying to get this little bit of diversity going on. So I just did the interview with the snakes and that part of the reptile show and everything with Proxima reptiles. Mike and Melissa was really awesome. And now we're going into tarantulas, right?
That's correct. But not just
Awesome.
tarantulas. So
Not just tarantulas.
At Outlaw, we will have all kinds of bugs. I'm gonna bring a wide assortment of tarantulas, true spiders, scorpions, even some isopods. Occasionally, I have mantises as well. It just kind of depends on the inventory that I have at the time.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot more breeding though with tarantulas and scorpions. That's kind of been my focus, with a little bit of true spiders as well.
Awesome. Now, is this your first time vending at the Show Me Reptile show in Loveland?
No, I'm kind of a veteran, I guess you can say. I've done about 5 Loveland shows, I believe, and I've done, I believe, 3 shows in Colorado Springs. And I haven't vended Grand Junction, but I did attend a show in Grand Junction for Show Me Reptiles a couple years back.
Would you vend that show though?
Yeah, I would. I know that one, it's kind of hit and miss on if they have a venue for it. Grand Junction's a pretty small town, and so it's sometimes a little bit harder to put that one together. But it still seems to be like beneficial for the area. It can draw some people on that other side of the mountains. So
absolutely. More people we get, the better, right?
Yes.
Got to grow
definitely.
the show. And how long have you been breeding?
So now I've been breeding for about 4 years. I did a little bit of stuff with reptiles. That's kind of where I kind of got into all of this. Some of the basic stuff with like bearded dragons and things like that. There's just I've always loved the invert side of things growing up as a kid, playing with bugs. And I figured out how to, at the beginning of the year, kind of step away from working for other people and just kind of tackle this full time. So I've just kind of really been focusing on bugs for, since the beginning of the year, full time.
That's awesome. I mean, I think a lot of us is trying to head in that direction, to where we're able to leave the corporate world and do what we actually love to do.
Yep.
That is
So
awesome.
I've been lucky to be able to, do this. So
For sure, for
and
sure.
and and so I can only be thankful for Show Me's, because they've always kind of been there for me in a sense of having shows for me to be able to work. They
Yeah,
they provide. I know for a while they were doing 3 Loveland shows a year. I believe they've kind of now that they're doing the Colorado Springs show, I think they're kind of breaking that up a little bit more and kind of spreading it out between the two locations. But I think that that's going to be beneficial too for the customer base and stuff like that. I mean,
right.
when you look at Colorado Springs and Loveland, you're within a 3-hour drive um, from one to the other, and that's
Right. And
stops
some people
and
don't want to make that drive.
right. And but then other people will do it without hesitation. So
Yeah, yeah. And what are some of the different species of tarantulas, and do you do scorpions as well?
I do scorpions as well. Most
I
of
thought I
the
seen that on
stuff
your profile.
Yeah, most of the stuff I've been working with the scorpions have been like the Titius species, which are going to be bark scorpions from South America.
Right.
A lot of those being parthenogenic species. So whenever they're breeding, they're not mating in order to breed. The females reproduce on their own, very similar to like mourning geckos.
Okay.
But of course, with them being scorpions, they don't lay eggs. They have a live birth.
Right.
So
And what about your tarantulas? What kind of different species of tarantulas do you do?
lately I do a little bit of everything. I do carry the new world stuff and things like that, but a lot of my focus is on old world species. I do a lot of breeding with the Poecilotheria. With the true spiders, I do a lot of stuff with Loxosceles and Latrodectus. So, I do prefer kind of working with some of the more medically significant species and things like that, but it doesn't kind of limit what I carry. I carry a lot of different variety of things. I do have a lot of beginner species for people, stuff from the Heterometerus for like the Asian forest scorpions, and um occasionally we'll have emperor scorpions and dune scorpions, and the fun stuff that people like to see in your average kind of pet store environments.
Right. And they
But
carry their babies on their backs, right?
Yeah, so scorpions, even some, like, you see wolf spiders will kind of even do the same thing
Right.
with the
I see a lot
babies
of that around my
hitching
house.
rides. Yeah. So
Fortunately, I'm in an area where we don't have scorpions. I mean, I had a pet scorpion, but we don't have scorpions. We just have a lot of spiders.
yeah, we have some scorpions out here in Colorado for sure, and we have some tarantulas down south too.
Yeah.
So we have a
And
little
for
bit of
the people that are on here that don't really understand, and comprehend the tarantula world and the spider world, could you maybe explain what like the um
old world and new world.
old world species and
Yeah.
everything in the new world for a minute?
Yeah, so New World species are going to be your species that are from like our hemisphere, the same hemisphere as us, the Americas, North and South America. So those guys, they oftentimes their venom isn't going to be as potent. So they have the ability, though, in most species to be able to kick the hairs off of their body that
Hmm.
will stick in you like little splinters. And so those are called irritating hairs, and they're highly irritating. Some species, like the Goliath bird eaters, the hairs from those guys have been known to leave like blisters on people.
Oh,
So they can be very, very irritating. Um, some people don't really have much reaction to the hairs.
yeah.
It's kind of a case by case basis, what I've learned with that. Um, as for the old worlds tend to have more medically significant venom. Um, not all species are, and not all species are going to be more in the defensive side. But you
Hmm.
do oftentimes see that they are very defensive on the old world side versus the new worlds, which are oftentimes a lot more relaxed and docile, handleable.
Awesome. Awesome. I think we're going to go ahead and end this one here too. So thank you very much for coming out and chit chatting with me with the Show Me Showdown.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks
the
for
Show Me
having me.
Reptile is America's Reptile Show. You know, we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary in October and everything. So, and we're finally coast to coast. We can say we are
That's
coast to
awesome.
coast. The Show Me Reptile,
That
America's Reptile Expo is coast to coast finally.
Well, and that's
So,
awesome. And so this
yeah, I
year,
know.
I actually started doing some shows outside of Colorado. And so I very much look forward to expanding and doing more Show Me Reptile shows in some different areas as well.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you out there at them other expos and everything outside of Colorado. So that is your Show Me Showdown show with Pistol Packin' Pinky from the Midwest, and you could be next. Thanks for coming out, guys.